Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. When I think about an iPhone, I think about the iPhone Air. Now, yes, I have an iPhone 17 Pro, Pro Max, all these different things, but the iPhone Air is by far one of my favorite phones. And I've been using this straight through for 9 months. And it has got to be a refreshing feeling for iPhone owners to get this phone. So non-iPhone owners will probably say it's not worth it. They can pick it apart. It has one speaker, it has one camera. But the fact of the matter is, this is one beautiful piece of hardware and it backs it up with great performance, software, and a camera. Let's talk about it. Now, when I think about the iPhone Air, I think, man, this thing, it was needed so bad. We really needed the iPhone Air to come out. The iPhone Air has a very sleek design, and they've made some changes that actually turned out to be pretty good. So this has this, let's start on the back here. You got this single camera. You got this bar-like design. We've seen this type of design before with other devices that have come out on the market, not Apple, but just this raised design here and just this design element altogether. I like that. Obviously, we know there should be another camera here, and we're really hoping and praying that Apple brings another version of this out. Regardless of what the internet says, oh, Apple said they're canceling. A company can say anything to try to get you to deter because they don't want something to leak. And Apple used to be the king of not getting leaked, but now it's just a thing. We're just going to show everything off and we'll call it a day, and customers will buy it anyway, unfortunately. But another camera should be right there for an ultra wide lens or a telephoto, whatever they decide to put there. I don't really care, but it will be nice to have an ultra wide lens there. I've gone over there since ownership and I think it will be cool. But since it doesn't have it, this particular camera works great. It is still flawless, man. This is a great camera and the quality is really good along with this uniform body here for the bar. It looks good. Another thing I like about the hardware is the soft touch matte feel on this. I still enjoy this. Now I'm team no case and I'm currently wearing this with no case. That's how it is. And I'm using this and the hardware is still perfect to me. I do have cases, and when I step out with a case, it is the Rinky case right here. This is the camel case, has to be the top case for me for Rinky, along second with the Onyx. I really wish they would make these with MagSafe, but they haven't yet. So if you want MagSafe, you're gonna have to put it on the back of your phone with the additional magnet there. But in the end, this hardware is still just pristine to me. I really love the hardware on the iPhone Air because it gives me a sense of I'm not carrying too big of a phone. Because obviously I like the 17 Pro because I like the 6.3 inch displays. I'm a fan of, for me, the best spot is 6.3, but 6.5 is the sweet spot. It's not too big. It's smaller than my iPhone 17 Pro Max, but it's not too big and it's not too small. The 6.5 inch display is perfect. I really like it. And I really like that they have the dynamic island there instead of like that cutout on the older versions. I'm so glad they did that. But yeah, the front of this display is just, it's spectacular. Let me play a video for you, show you. This phone has a nice, beautiful display. If you haven't seen this video, got my wife the new 27 Bolt. That's my 26 Equinox rolling out of there. But the screen itself is just immaculate. I really like, that's why I think the 6.5 is the sweet spot. If they would make a Pro version at a 6.5, they will be shutting down any type of need that a person could want, but they won't do that more than likely because you have this phone at 6.5, and I really hope they bring out another version of this. They have to. It's such an enjoyable size to use, coupled with the thin body. This has got to be one of the best feeling thin phones on the market. The single slab thin phone, this is it. And they still were able to fit the camera button in there, the power button, and the volume rocker and action key over there. So this is something that I think a lot of people are going to enjoy about this hardware. Now, what don't I like about the hardware? Well, it's the same thing. This is why I like the Pro version, because the brushed sides here, I'm not a fan of polished aluminum sides. I don't like that when you're designing a phone. I just don't like it. And, with this phone not having the brushed look on there, I guess it kind of helps to keep it looking premium. But in the end, this is just a matter of preference. Some people like it. Some people feel like the polished sides make it look way more premium, and some people do not. I'm one of those people that feel like the polished sides, I just don't like it. I'm not saying it doesn't make it look premium, but I just don't like the polished sides. For that reason alone, all the fingerprints, because I'm team no case. So hardware aside, this is a 10 for me on hardware. I like everything about this hardware. I like how they put this together. It's just good. And they still have a Type-C on the bottom. As thin as this phone is, they still were able to do it. And I think it's a huge plus. They did their thing. Now, the screen, obviously, I've already covered that, letting you know it's so beautiful, nice and big, but not too big. And the next thing I want to talk about is the performance. Now, what Apple will do, like I used to get upset with Apple when I would buy a Pro version, and they would put the processor of the Pro version in the same phone that cost a lot less. I'm all about getting the performance. And that is something that I think is important to a lot of people. Performance. Yes, I want to have good performance on the phone, but you bring out the Pro versions and then you give these other versions the same processors. Ouch. That kind of hurts. But some people, and that's why I think this is the sweet spot, because you got all that computing power, you just don't have the camera or the dual speaker setup. If you notice in the dislike, I didn't mention the single camera as a dislike or the single speaker as a dislike. Doesn't bother me. Speakers are plenty loud. Very loud, as a matter of fact. Let me go back here. Check this out. Let me go back. Back to another video, it's your man Jay. Time to show you the new whip. Wife wanted an electric car. She loves the Equinox, but I don't want two of the same cars. So check out her brand new 2027 Chevy Bolt.
Jay Williams. Read receipts sitting on the last thing I wrote ya. Now I'm scrolling through the thread, hoping I get closer. Jay Williams and smartphone conversations. It's a digital romance, a new kind of sensation. Jay Williams and smartphone conversations. All these smartphone conversations.
That, my friends, is a very loud speaker. That is all you need on a cell phone. It is very loud. I've used this phone for speakerphone calls, just you name it. It is absolutely great. That is loud enough. What more do you want? Yes, it's not stereo, but that's why it's not a con for me, because it's good enough for me. And I think most people who own this phone, they're going to say, man, that speaker is great. That's what they're going to say. They're going to say, that speaker is great. And it actually is, folks. The speaker is very loud and clear, crisp, and it gets the job done, which is what you want in your cell phone from the speaker. So that's why I didn't name the single camera or the single speaker as a con. For me, it's a pro. It's actually really good. It's worth it. So when it comes to the software, though, I think, and I've always said this, social media on iPhones, not just this phone, but I think the way Apple's software is put together, it's just incredibly stable. It gets more support for social media apps that I've seen on my Android phones. Android phones update all the time. Like my apps are always updating. Like every day, it seems like the apps are updating. And listen, I'm not complaining about that. That's a good thing. But why don't the Apple apps need to be updated so much? And they run smooth. Just saying. I like the software of on iPhones. Obviously I'm a pro stock Android. I love my Pixels. But if I'm using an iPhone, I'm getting the same experience across the board. With an Android, I'm not getting the same experience. There's different companies with different skins and different versions of it, and they just all do it differently. With Apple, it's like BlackBerry. That's why I love BlackBerry. It's all the same across the board. No difference. I can pick up this iPhone and then put it down and go back to my iPhone 17 Pro, and it's the same thing. Everything's synced. Everything's there. All the messages, everything's there. That's not the case with Android. Whatever I do on that phone is on that phone. And it is encrypted, obviously, with my messages and things like that. But that's the one thing I like about Apple. I can go from phone to device. I can go to my MacBook and keep on texting. And you can do this with Android, with my Chromebook, and or you can use Windows if you want to. You can have messages on your Android from device to device, but the syncing is where it's different at. Now, unless something's changed, which I know it hasn't, it's not like that. Apple is like one unified network, and it just works that way for you. And so the software has always been complete to me. Now, an area where some people think this phone fails is battery, but battery life, just like everything else I'm saying, is subjective. For me, this phone goes all day. And at the end of the day, Maybe I'll charge it. Maybe I won't. Last night I ended with about 25, 30%. So I said, no, I'll just throw it on the charger. Wake up at 100%. So I go through the full day and I can probably burn 70% of this battery. And I'm talking about like I get up at 7 in the morning, sometimes 6 something, and then I'm starting my day. And by the time I get into bed at 10 p.m. or sometimes 11, I still have probably 40 to 50% on most days. But on some days when I'm hitting it really hard, it's down to 20, 30%. And so I just pop it on the MagSafe charger next to my bed and wake up at 100%. I like the way Apple has this battery set up. It doesn't burn fast for me. And some people always say, well, what do you do on your phone? Blah, blah, blah. The thing is, we all use phones differently, folks. We all have different apps. This is a tool for me. I don't want to be on this all the time. Some people, their lifeline is their phone. With me, if I leave for the grocery store and I forget my phone, I just forget my phone. That's how I feel about it. If I'm halfway up the block, I think about who's going to contact me. Wife at the house, and I already spoke to them today. Okay, yeah, I'm going to the grocery store. It's freedom, which is why I ditched my smartwatch for the Fitbit Air. Freedom. I don't need to be connected so much. And some people really do need to unplug. Now, again, this is a tool for me, so that's how I use it. I don't need to be connected all the time. And so I don't run my battery down as fast as most people. I play music on this thing. I hook it to Bluetooth speakers and everything. I do the normal stuff that you probably do. Because when I shower, I got speakers all in my bathroom, so it's always connected. Every room in my house has a giant speaker. Either in my ceilings I have it connected, or just I have a portable something, and I connect to it and I listen to music while I'm showering, cooking, whatever I'm doing. If I'm working out, I'm listening to music. So it's getting the regular use that everybody else is getting. I just don't have certain apps that you might have. One app that I just despise is Facebook. It drains your battery so much. And Messenger, those are just ones that just drain your battery. But if you need to do those, use the light versions. I've been saying this for years, use the light versions. So that's not really an issue for me. I love the battery. Now, an area that is crucial and it's just an area that some people just get so conflicted about is the price. I don't think this phone is overpriced. I think all phones are overpriced, not just this one. Once you go past, how many years I've been saying this, folks? Once you go past $400, because the $400 line is so good right now. You know what I'm saying? Like you can get phones for $400 that do everything. And Apple even has phones close to that in price. They know that you don't need to spend over $400 for a really solid smartphone. But this one coming in at $1,000, it's definitely higher in price than some people would want to pay. But for my usage and what I'm willing to accept from certain companies, I've accepted things from other companies. I would do it all over again. I would do it all over again, even without the camera. Like if they bring out another version of this, I'm probably going to get it. I like it just that much. It's nice. It's because it's about a package. This is new hardware. The software is all the same. You got a new screen. You got everything. It's a new, refreshing piece of tech from them. And if they don't bring another camera, that they improve this or give it an ultra wide sensor or whatever they do, make the aperture different, and they don't add another camera and they bring some different colors or whatever, I probably will get the new Air. I like this phone that much. And so the $999 price tag, even though I didn't pay $999 because I get discounts and stuff, but still, I'm not getting that big of a discount. This is still worth it to me as a package. The price is high, but as a package, I would take this over several other phones. And I don't want to just say Android phones, but that's all that's left. We don't have BlackBerry. We don't have Windows Mobile. We don't have a lot of things. So I would take this over plenty of other Android phones out there. iPhone Air owners, stand up, because I know you know that this is a phenomenal product. It really is. And the price may not be right for a lot of people, but for me, as a complete package, this phone is solid. Now, the last thing I want to cover is the camera quality. Now, this is just a video of my buddy's very limited truck. This is my Mercedes friend. This is my Mercedes dealer, actually, my guy when I buy Mercedes. He got this truck, and if you know what this is, I'm not gonna tell you what this is, but if you know what it is, oh my gosh, man, you're in an exclusive club. People who actually know. I would love to have one of these. This is one of the most eclectic vehicles I have ever seen. He actually let me drive it. I was like, yo, this thing is crazy. But anyway, this is the quality from the iPhone Air, and it is absolutely stunning. The quality that this camera puts down is absolutely amazing. It is an amazing piece of hardware. It can do it all, man. Like the quality for the zoom, like it is so good. This is great quality, folks. You just don't get this type of quality on every smartphone. Don't tell me you do, because you don't. And this is a single lens. Now, not only does the camera do well with video quality, and let me show you something else that I recorded here. Remember my video with the backpack? That was all done with the iPhone Air. All done with the iPhone Air. Yeah. The iPhone Air does extraordinary for video, especially outside. Most iPhones do great outside. Most phones do great outside. But the fact that I think Apple still wins me over with their HDR. They win me. They are doing extraordinary with their cameras, man. But nonetheless, I like the fact that the Apple phones can change the aspect ratio. It just does a lot of things on their front camera that most phones can't do on their rear camera. And that's speaking volumes. So folks, you got a great design, refreshing hardware, killer software, beautiful screen, the right size screen, cameras on point, performance has always been good. Software solid once again. For me, battery is solid. How long can you use your iPhone Air? Mine goes all day and into the next day. And the price of $9.99 for most people, or you can get these free on carriers and things like that right now. This is a win. I don't care what anybody says. This is a major, major win. And I think a lot of people who still haven't experienced it really need to get on board and try it out, because you can get it for free now through a carrier. I don't know. iPhone Air users, have you had yours since day one like me? Do you still use it? Do you love it? Well, most consumers who have the phone, they're going to view this, they only have one phone. So yeah, if you have it and you bought it, how have you been liking it since you got it? I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.